Good afternoon, and good evening, EXP family. Welcome to Level Up. My name is Alyssa Specht. I'm with EXP University. I am so excited to be here with y'all today. Now, as always, I want to welcome back our return viewers. Thank you for tuning in again. I hope that you are getting all of this information that helps you level up your business. And I also want to take a moment to acknowledge those who might be joining us for the very first time today. Welcome to Level Up. We are streaming live today on YouTube in EXP World. We're on Workplace. We are bringing you training that's going to help you level up your life, level up your business. Now, we go live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and we're going to give you information that's going to help you grow in any market. All right, so let me give you the rundown of what we're doing here today. So we're going to kick things off today with $1 million follow-up system. We're bringing you Al Stasek, who's going to give you and teach you about the art of follow-up. And then after that, we're going to hear from the amazing Jordan Suber on how to find and attract agents. Now, this is part one of a 3-part series. I'm super excited to have Jordan on with us. And folks, we're not even done after that. So after that, we are sending it over to Gogo Bethke, the Gogo Bethke, to give you the top 10 tips for production in 2023. So my friends, fasten your seatbelts because we're coming in hot, all right? We've got some amazing training today. So before we do that, I want to ask you to actually subscribe to the eXp Realty YouTube channel. Click that little notification bell so you get the alert the next time that we go live. My friends, we've hit 20,000 subscribers. That's 20,000 people sitting alongside you right now, taking in amazing training that's going to help you level up your life and level up your business. So with that, let's do it. Let's send this thing over to Al Stasek.
All right. We are going to go into leveling up with your follow-up game. So I believe that on average, a person purchases a home somewhere between 4 and 7 times in their entire lifetime. So just do the quick calculations on how much commissions that could be worth to you if you're getting the referrals that you need to be getting. Each satisfied customer that you work with should be worth between 5 and 7 referrals throughout the lifetime of that relationship. Hey, my name is Al Stasek. I'm with eXp Realty, and I just wrote a book and finished a book with two good friends of mine, Coach Michael Burt and Jay Kinder. And we wrote a book on $1 million follow-up for real estate agents. If you stay to the end, we're going to share with you exactly how you can get a copy of our book for free, so that you can immediately use this in your real estate business, so you can close an extra 3 to 5 transactions per month versus not having a system at all. And I can tell you that at the beginning of my career, I didn't have a system for follow-up. I was sort of winging it, generating lots of leads, but had no way of organizing those leads so that I could get up every single day, look at where my people were, look at where my prospects were, organize them in a way where I could actually get them across the finish line to where we can see a paycheck, which I know that's the lifeblood of our business, everybody. We have to close sales to be able to put food on the table. So we're going to go over a very simple system that you could deploy in your business. And we're going to go over probably about only 15 to 20 minutes of that system here today. But at the end, I'm going to share with you a way that you can get the book where we have scripts, we have dialogues, we have the 5 biggest, I call them the 5 lies. The 5 lies are the objections, the most common objections I got when I literally sold thousands of homes when I was actually running and operating my team as a salesperson and a listing agent. I wrote down the 5 biggest objections I got. I listed those where I call them the 5 lies. I'm going to give you every single one of those and the rebuttals to those objections or lies. And that's going to be in the book. You're going to get a free copy. So let's get started. So what we believe is that it's going to take 7 to 15 touches for a new prospect or a lead about 80% of the time to convert someone who's interested in doing business with you. And so I've spoken with, coached, literally thousands of agents, team leaders, and brokers. And just like a doctor who sees patients all the time, I started to see a little bit of a pattern. The purpose of any real estate business is to create a customer and then produce revenue. And the way we do that is we have to get them across the finish line to the sale. So every day when you're working in your real estate business, you're either taking actions toward creating a customer or toward creating a customer in your sales. And we're going to separate this out into 2 different activities that you can do. Okay. So the first activity is what we call a high valued activity. We oftentimes also call them a high dollar per hour activity. These are specific intentional activities that you can take every single day that's in alignment with your highest use of your time and creating customers and generating revenue. I personally like to do this about 35 to 45 of these activities every single day to create the income that I'm trying to create and create the sales that I need. The other is a low value activity. And sometimes we find ourselves getting caught up in low value activities. That could be paperwork or cleaning up your office space, or searching and find yourself scrolling on social media. These are low value activities. They're not in alignment with your highest use of your time. And it's not going to generate income. And it's basically wasted movement during the day that doesn't produce revenue. So my goal in this training is to get you to do 35 to 45 high value activities every single day that are going to generate you business. So one more stat to keep in mind. Just remember, when someone's trying to make a decision, everyone makes decisions differently. Some people take a long time to make a decision. Some people make decisions really quickly. Okay. And the law of diffusion tells us this, and you can write this down. Okay. 2.5% of people are going to see something one time and take action. It's a very small subset of people. That, in other words, maybe they talked to somebody one time, maybe they saw an offer of one time and they saw it, they knew exactly that they wanted it, and they're going to buy. Okay. 2.5%. That's not a lot of people. It's less than 3 people out of 100. Okay. The next subset of people is 13.5% of people have to see something between 2 to 3 times before they're going to take action. 34% of people in general need to see something between 3 and 7 times before they're actually going to buy or take action. And 16% are never going to take action. So you have this 16% of the they're just looky-loos. Maybe they're bored and surfing around and they become a lead in your system and they're never going to buy no matter what. So keeping that in mind, remember, money follows 4 different things. And another thing that you might want to write down here, okay? Money follows attention. If you can't get the attention, you can't sell anything. I don't care if you're a listing agent, if you're a broker that's looking to recruit productive real estate agents, you have to gain their attention somehow, okay? The second thing, energy. What kind of energy are you creating? Are you creating low energy, high energy? Are you excited? Are you showing enthusiasm and energy? Money moves toward high energy, not toward low energy. Third is circulation, constant and consistent movement and perpetual movement. Money does not follow stagnation. An object that's not in motion will stay motionless unless acted on by an outside force. And so we need circulation, movement. Sitting and waiting on real estate deals to convert and is not going to help you. All right. And the fourth is activity. Coordinated and calculated activities toward a dominant focus, which is your target. Your target is closing the deal. It's the most important part, and it brings us to the end, which is where we get paid, everybody. So we're following this. All right. So people are really paying you a commission for utilizing your skills and your ability to solve their specific problems. Okay. The only reason that a person is buying or selling real estate is because they have a problem that needs to be solved. They don't like something that's currently in their lifestyle. Okay. Maybe they just had a baby. They need to move up. The apartment that they started out as a single person is not working out for them. They have a problem. They need more space. Or maybe their problem is that they're later in their last part of their life, their fun part of their life, where they're maybe retired, or the kids are all grown and they're in their 20s and 30s, and this big house is not being utilized and they need to downsize. Again, that's their problem. They need a smaller space. Our job is to identify the problem and help them solve that problem. Money is not exchanged unless problems are solved, everybody. So keep that in mind throughout when you're making your notes here. We have to identify what their problem is, and our simple job as the pro is to help them solve that problem. I believe that, when you're solving your problem, you're really turning their dream into an address. That's another one that you can write down. I turn dreams into addresses. I believe that moving from a defensive posture to an offensive mobility in sales is the direction that we need to move in. So that means each week we need to be moving in a forward acting posture, taking action on these leads in a systematic way versus waiting on something to happen. Nothing's going to just happen by sitting back and waiting for the prospects to call us. I know that we've all probably experienced where we've had a lot of leads and then we're sitting back expecting those leads to call us, and it never happens, and it never will. We have to be proactive, and we have to have a system that's going to work, and that's what I'm going to go over with you today. So, all right. So I've developed with Coach Burt and Jay Kinder a system for selling that's going to help you systemize this and make it simple. So let's get started. All right. There's 4 parts of it. First, we're going to start off each week with what we call a hit list. The hit list are targets of people we believe that we can help with our services. We can help them find a home. We can help them list and sell their home. Or if your target is real estate agents, if you're a broker or a team leader, what problems can you help the agents that you want to bring aboard your team? What problems can you help them solve? It's extremely important to get very dialed in to who you're talking to and what problem that you're specializing that you can solve for them. Okay. This can be, a lead that comes in through a lead magnet that you have. Maybe it's a Facebook lead. Maybe it's a lead from, if you're buying Zillow leads, or if you're in the agent attraction, if you're building your team, these could be agents that you did a co-broke with. They could be agents that you met at an event, okay, that you're at. Either way, it's very important for you to start to make this hit list of individuals that you can help. I like writing them on my whiteboard I have right over here. I'm a very visual person. Yes, there's CRMs out there. I'm not here to promote any CRMs. There's a zillion different CRMs that you could be using. If you're comfortable using technology, I still use a CRM and technology. But for what I'm going to share with you, this follow-up system is I'm taking individuals out of my CRM, and I like to put them on a whiteboard, because when I'm sitting here and I'm in the zone of work every single day, I want to be able to look over at a glance and see who's on my list. So first, we want to make this hit list. This is our target. My goal is 10 people per day. On my hit list of the people that I want to start to bring over to the next category, which we're going to go over in a second, I want to hit 10 of these leads, these people that I believe I can help solve a problem with per day. Okay. Step number 1, create the hit list, and 10 a day is what we want to hit. Step 2, our second category is called a farm club. This is what we call it. We call it the farm club because these are people that have indicated they're interested. So these are no longer leads. We would call the people in the farm club opportunities. These are people we've connected with. They're people that have indicated they're interested in what we're service. We just haven't closed them yet. We haven't listed their home yet. We haven't agreed to start working with them as a buyer's agent yet. If it's an agent, you're building your team. These are agents who've indicated, you know what, I do need help, but they just haven't made the move over to your brokerage yet or your team. Okay, so this is our farm. This is one of the most important lists that you could be working with on a daily basis. Okay, you have to be able to follow up with them and articulate the value. Now, the value could be a new strategy that helps them solve their problem. It could be a strategy that you use that's different than anyone else, all the other agents. So let's say that you have sellers, because your strategy is to stay as a listing agent, which was my specialty. So I had my farm club was all sellers because that's what I chose to work with. And my sellers, I had a unique system. It's a proven, repeatable system that we use to sell homes for up to 18% more than traditional old methods. And that is my value proposition that I would articulate to a seller. And there's many steps that we take in order to make sure that we're maximizing that high dollar. And I simply break down and would send them, my part of my follow-up in my farm club was I would send them those strategies. Here's what we do with professional photography versus taking photos with the iPhone. And I would send them examples of this. I'd send them examples of listings of agents, my competition, that would take pictures of homes with an iPhone. I would also use the copy. Some of the copy in the remark sections are just really poor. Okay. And I'm being nice when I say that. I took a lot of time to learn how to copyright, learn how to write a great copy. So I would actually send that as part of my follow-up. If I met with the seller and they weren't ready to sign on the dotted line, my follow-up system would show them and demonstrate before they even did business with me that I was the best professional for them to hire. By the time I was done, and I wouldn't sometimes even have to get to the seventh touch, I would have them calling me wanting to come list the house because I would break down the strategies. So what else can we send in the farm club here? It could be social proof. This was my favorite thing to do. If you're selling lots of houses with happy clients that are the outcome are a bunch of happy clients, get them to make a testimonial video for you. If not, get them to write one or help them write a testimonial. And that is a great thing to use as a follow-up for your farm club. Okay, so we have the farm club. Now, inside the farm club, we have a subset of people who are right there at the finish line. Okay. We call this the red zone. This is probably the most important thing to focus on a daily basis. In fact, it's the first thing that I focus on in my business is people who are in the red zone. The red zone is obviously a football term of people who are inside the 20-yard line, and they just need one shot of courage to commit. Every day that you come into your office, the first group that you're going to follow up on is going to be your red zone. These are people who are right on the edge. They're not only are they opportunities, they're qualified opportunities, but they've all but committed to you. They've done everything. They've admitted that you're the best fit for them, whether it's buying, selling a house, or joining your team. They've already kind of succumbed to the fact that you can help them solve the problem. We just got to get them over that finish line. So just in quick review, we have the 3 sections. We have our hit list. These are newer leads that we want to start bringing into the farm club. We have our farm club. These are the people that we're connecting with through text messages, through phone calls. We're giving them value. We're following up with them. We're minimally getting the 7 touches on these people before we're giving up on them, and we're sending them items of value and making deposits into that relationship bank account, proving that you are the right professional for the job. And last, we have the red zone. This simple system has helped me close so many more transactions than obviously not having one at all. And if you don't have one, I believe that this is duplicatable. If you're a team leader or a broker, this is something that you can teach to your agents. It's so easy. It doesn't cost anything. Obviously, the CRMs that are out there are great, and a lot of times they're very, very low cost. But a lot of agents get caught up in there's they could be hundreds and hundreds of leads in the CRM, and they don't know where to start. A great way of doing it is a simple whiteboard with 3 lists, something that you can focus on every single morning. That you're spending about an hour every day on this follow-up. And by following this, I guarantee you're going to see great results. Okay, number 3, top 25 list. Okay, so your top 25 list should be your top 25 advocates. These are people who already know you, love you, want to see you win. Our goal is to build 25 individuals who they're going to send you 3 to 6 referrals throughout the lifetime, or even maybe per year if you're doing a great job, right? And these are people who are raving fans. Maybe they're past clients, they're friends, family. These are people that want to see you win. Those people are great sources of business for you. Now, it's not so much of a predictable business that's coming in, but if you are predictable in your follow-up, I guarantee that these people that are in your top 25 list are going to start to send you. You should be able to get at least a deal or 2 per month from this list, and probably more. Some of our agents are seeing way better results than that. And they're the easiest leads. Let's face it. They're not an internet lead. They're not someone you typically are not going to have to compete with these types of referrals. Sometimes you might, but for the most time, we just went on a listing appointment with my sister, who I'm lucky enough to work with. And we were competing, for a listing, and it was a referral. But most of the time, these are going to be people who are ready to sign on the dotted line. They're easy transactions, and they're going to be huge advocates for you moving forward too. So build your top 25 list. We'd like to spend, a little bit of time every single week in giving touches to these people, deposits, making deposits. It could be sending them a quick text message, checking in on the family. It could be something of value if they're in a particular zip code. I live in the Cleveland, Ohio market in the suburbs of Cleveland, one of the best zip codes, and where many of my friends live are right here in Westlake, Ohio. And so I do Westlake market updates, and I send those to my top 25 list. It's just a YouTube video. I shoot the video. I put the stats of how many homes are selling, how many are on the market. Is the market going up, down? Is it flat? And I'm just giving this market update value and sending that out to not just my top 25 list, but my other. These are great things to send out to your other lists as well, so that I'm building that. I'm staying in contact. I'm staying in relationship in a very relevant way. The last thing that we do are what we call showcase strategy. So a showcase strategy showcases your abilities, and they're events that position you as the person of interest in the front of the room. So these could be speaking engagements. They could be small masterminds if you're doing agent attraction, webinars. We call them edutainment. We do a lot of top golf events and invite agents and clients to these top golf events where it's not very expensive. Everybody goes there. It's real laid back. It's a fun environment. One other thing that I do every single year is I do a charity event. And my charity event's called Rock and Rescue. I don't have time to go through all of that because it's an actual pretty heavy event, but it's basically a country concert that I do every single summer, and we raise money for charities. And through that, I've had over 700 or 800 people come to these events, and it's fun, and everyone's having a good time, and we're raising money. But what it's also doing is if you're putting on and you're hosting these types of events, is it positions you as a professional. It positions you as a person of interest. And you're making these deposits by inviting your clients to these events. And you're building, again, another deposit. You're building that rapport with them. And this is a great strategy to continue to grow your referral base, to continue to add people to your list of people that you can help. All right. So our offensive strategy is this. We want to target 10 to 15 people for your hit list every single week that you're going to grab their attention, share your value with them, and see if they're going to be, a fit for your services. Not everybody's a fit. Your job is to be qualifying these people and moving them into the farm club. The farm club, we're targeting 5 to 10 people. We're trying to close every single week into the farm club with our $1 million follow-up strategy that we just learned. And daily, you should be hitting 3 to 5 people in your red zone to get them across the finish line. All right. So we're going to follow up. We're going to wrap this up with a quick close to get you a copy of this book. Okay. So the $1 million follow-up process is one that's just proven. It's repeatable. It's teachable to anybody who's hungry, humble, and smart and wants to grow their business, whether that's with buyers, whether it's with sellers, if you're a listing agent, or if you're a broker, owner, or possibly a team leader. You can use this exact same system to recruit agents to your team or your brokerage. Okay. I'd like to give you a free copy of the book. This is going to be the PDF. And if you get this free PDF copy, we'll be able to send you the offer to buy the actual hardcover book. It's not out yet. This is fresh off presses. Go to followuptomillions.com. I believe it's right here, followuptomillions.com. And you will get a PDF copy sent of this, everything that I went over, and about 8 or 9 other chapters with some bonuses in there for you. In addition, we have actually developed an app. We licensed and worked with a company to develop an app for follow-up. And we're going to, if you get a copy of the PDF, we're going to send you. This app is almost ready to launch. It's going to be amazing. There's going to be trainings for this follow-up system in the app. There's going to be ways that you're able to enter your folks in. Let's say if your farm club, you can put your whole farm club into this app, and it gives you an easy way to follow up and send items of value to these individuals. We also are putting surveys. There's going to be a seller survey and a buyer survey. And this app is 100% free, 0 credit card. Like I said, not ready yet, but if you get yourself a copy of the PDF book, which is free, when it's ready, which should be about a week from now, we're going to send you out a link so that you can download this free app right to your phone, start loading your contacts into it, use this for your follow-up system. Also, there's going to be trainings that are already baked into the app that you can watch for growing your real estate business. If you're a broker owner, this is a must. This app is like the holy grail of building your business. So make sure that if you're a broker owner, You stay tuned. Look for your email from us, and we'll make sure that we get you a free copy of that. A free invitation to download the free app with a ton of free tools for you to use to help you grow your business. I hope that this was helpful for you. Thank you for spending time. Go to that followuptomillions.com, and we'll see you at the top or from the top.
Woohoo! All right, we will see you at the top, right? My friends, take it in, the art of follow-up. Okay, so we're going to keep on rolling. We're on fire right now, all right? We've got a day packed full of training for you no matter where you are at in your business. So next up, we're going to be talking to Jordan Suber. Jordan's going to give us the proven strategies for attraction and for retaining agents. So guys, this is part 1 of a 3-part series. Jordan's going to take you on a journey and help you build your business with attraction. So let's do it. Let's send this over to the amazing Jordan Suber.
Fellow EXP agents, I'm doing a 3-part series, and this is part 1, how to grow a team to 100 plus agents in less than 12 months. Sounds crazy. After you watch this, it will not be the case anymore for you. I put my team to 100 plus people in that same amount of time frame, my wife as well, and now top 90 at EXP, but winning this sport event 4 times in a row. I've been featured in big articles, got financial freedom as well, thanks to EXP Realty. I want to show you guys my best kept secrets in this super sweet level up series. I probably watched every single video out there twice about EXP Realty and agent attraction, plus other courses as well. My background is in marketing. So I'm going to give you guys the best kept secrets out there to go as quickly as possible. Regardless if you're brand new, been in for a few years, always the best. You will get so many gold nuggets in this that your team will explode by the end of this call. I'm going to have you guys get people join your team by the end of each part series even. That way you have fast, actionable steps. And without further ado, though, let's jump into it. You see right here, financial freedom through agent attraction. Again, to me, less than 1 year to do that. I want to help you guys find agents to grow your team with you as fast as possible. Again, this is the number 1 skill you need to have a good client base, a good team base. More people I talk to, they have 1, 2, 5 even people join them, but then they're stuck because they're so focused on only talking to the warm markets. And once the warm market taps out, then no one's just joining the team anymore. So I'm going to show you some easy strategies to find some cold market people going faster. So, since you don't know who I am yet, you're new to who I am at least. I've been involved with $200 plus million in real estate over the past couple of years. Last year alone, my team did $100 plus million here in Austin, Texas. I've reached around 6 million people every single year, if not more now. I think last month we reached 2 million people alone in 1 month. I've also got homes under contract within 1 hour before for $20K above asking price in a super slow market during COVID, thanks to advertising and marketing. I've sold other homes for over $150K above asking price within 2 days, all through advertising as well, beating homes next door by twice as much for the money. I also average around 1 to 200 leads every single month. I'm also a best-selling author, course creator, and my team right now spans 20 states and 2 different countries. And again, I hate talking to myself, but I'm sure it's possible through this training you have for yourself and what I've done with this as well for me. You see our best-selling book, this is Real Estate Secrets. We were number 1 on Amazon for new book in real estate, Passing the Stars, Staring Sunset, and also number 2 in bestsellers, right behind Brand Turner from Bigger Pockets. I won the sprint every single time since they had it, and 4 times in a row now, making us top 90 at EXP, almost 87,000 people globally. Thanks to this, and my background is marketing. So I used to do marketing for realtors for 6 years from my own agency. And I realized that my clients make so much more money than I was. I charged $5K, they're making $20,000 and $50,000 to my app marketing endeavors. So I shut down my agency, got my license. You see here, I've done pretty well for myself and for my team, and teaching how I'm a best kept secret. I got over 200 leads in 1 month. We saw over 200,000 people in a month as well. Now 2 million people. Fast forward a few years, we're growing faster than before. And all these skills translate so well into you guys growing your team as well for agent attraction, because everything at the end of the day is about marketing. You see as well, Mark got featured in Real Estate Today, one of the biggest publications out there for real estate news, from being homeless to being a millionaire, and the best in my EXP financial freedom in 1 year. So it means my passive income, thanks to the revenue sale, pays for my whole life, me and my wife, Melanie Suber. Now again, I don't say to brag to impress you, but kind of impress upon you. If I can do this, you can do anything you put your mind to, especially after these 3-part series. Because again, I was homeless off and on from 12 to 18 years old. I had nothing going for me. I was born with the home of violence, some of my earliest memories, and I was even born with lead poisoning. So I was born with lead poisoning last until I was 6 years old. It was so bad, actually, that my 7th grade teacher told me that I'd never push a shopping cart for a living. Can you believe that? They tell somebody at 6 years old they can never push a shopping cart for a living, like, working at a grocery store. Luckily for me, I did not listen to her, and I pushed forward despite all my tribulations, overcoming hardships. And I invested over thousands of hours into marketing, education, about business, leadership, real estate, of course, and so much more. I also invested over 6 figures in my education. I had a full ride in college with a 4.0 GPA, all honor classes, and I decided it was not enough for me to have my success I wanted. So I spent my own money outside of college to buy courses, books, mentors, and coaches going even faster. Last month alone, I spent $24,000 for a marketing program to grow even quicker. Now, for you guys watching this, doing great news. I'm gonna hope you fast track your business without having to spend 1,000+ hours or 6 figures in education. I really condensed and compiled some of the best strategies for you guys to grow your team as fast as possible. So that's not me. It's all about you guys or your team as well. It's all about networking. That is the key of the game here for agent attraction. Remember this: you're one connection away from a whole new life. Write that down, guys. You're one connection away from a whole new life. My sponsor changed my life. My EXP now got financial freedom, and she did as well because of it. Her team is over 100+ people thanks to me. Her front line's like 5. So it doesn't matter how much people you have with you, so one person can make a huge team for you if you have the right person. And so with some context for you guys, this works no matter who you are. My wife and I was brand new agents 2.5 years ago. And now teams of 100+ people across 20 different states and 2 countries. You see here, we've gotten 8 agents to join us in 1 week alone on our first line. You see right here, 2 in 1 day and 3 in 1 day. So in 2 days, we had 5 people join us. So you really see how powerful these strategies are, and it's simple. You can do it today. Also, it's case study like, well, maybe just you, George, could do that. I can't do that. Maybe you're special. Well, it's not just me. People on my team are doing the same exact thing. We have people doing 40 minutes in a week after joining us as a brand new realtor. Joey got 19 people on her team in a couple months. We got Bree got 1 person on the first day through our strategies, and the list goes on. These are the best ways to grow your team, no matter who you are. So first things first, what is your why? This is crucial to understand to go faster, because it's not easy. I won't lie to you. Agent attraction is still a business. It's still a whole thing to really learn and master. After this call, it'll be like easier for you, but still put in the work. So knowing your why is crucial to stay in the game. And now there's 2 whys that you need. One why is going to be your internal why. This is normally the smaller one. I want to retire myself. I want to buy a house. I want to travel the world. I want to make more money. Those are internal whys. And most people give up because they hit that why, which is so small or smaller. So you need to have an external why. Your external why is going to be really massive. It could be making a nonprofit. It could be buying a house for your parents. It could be retiring your parents. It could be doing a nonprofit for other things you care about, making homes for people and so forth. A lot of things you can do for that. For mine, I'm gonna help 1 billion+ people before I pass away and make cities and towns. That's my big why. So I'm gonna do this forever because my why is so big, I can never stop. So for your whys, have this in place. And make it even better for you. You can see my walls over here. I have all my whys up there, my vision board and so forth. For yourself, write down your why and put it in your wall. That way you get discouraged or tired. You can look at your wall and, man, I keep doing this for my family, for this and for that. And for those who are new to eXp Realty, here's a quick glance what it looks like. And you can watch the whole video, kind of a super short call for this one series. Don't go too much of this. But I have 7 levels for eXp. One is always open for you. You always make 3.5% up to over $2,800 per person on line 1. Now for line 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 7 to open up, you need to have enough people on your front line doing production, which is a FLQA, a frontline qualifying agent. Doing at least 2 deals every 6 months, equaling $5,000 in GCI, or 1 deal making $5,000 GCI in a 6-month period. If they do 5 people, you get line 2 open, and you make more money from that point as well. And easy math, what I've learned, again, don't live by this because, again, it's the speculation. I've learned this, that most money you make per agent a year, it means $500 to $1,000 per year. Most agents won't cap, some of them won't do anything, and so forth. So your team of 100 people, it's safe to assume you make from $50K to $100,000 every single year, give or take on production, the agents, and so forth. Again, everyone is different. In my experience, around $1,000 per agent on my team, I make every single year from this strategy. So that's why it's so powerful. Again, the more you have, the bigger it gets. The people are making $1 million a month through this strategy in a few years. So it's super insane. Now, for those who are like, well, we know, maybe for them who joined 5 years ago, it was perfect, but now it's too late. Well, here's a graph that I made for you guys that no one is talking about. And this is really important to understand because it works in every single business model on the planet. This is the curve of adapting businesses and how things work. So there's a few levels to it. Innovators, early adopters, early majorities, late majorities, and laggards. If you are going to invest in Apple or stock and so forth during these stages here, early adopter, invaders, and in early majority, you make a lot of money, especially for those who are super early in the game. Like people who invested in McDonald's and Apple a long time ago are millionaires. Some of the people are billionaires for investing super early. The same is true now for eXp Realty. If you look on the market sales, there's around 3 million agents in America and 25 million agents across the globe. A lot of people, right? Now I'll go at eXp to have 10, we'll have 1 million people with eXp in the next 10 years. So look at this. Right now, the market sales of the USA is 5% out of 3 million people. So we are still in innovator stage. We haven't even made the early adopters. I believe that your team size could easily be 100,000 people in 10 years from now. Or at least 10,000 people in 10 years would be a small number in this graph film, if you do it right and if you focus on it. On a global level, it's 2.24% globally out of 25,000 agents, which is why I say your team will be huge in a few years because of this strategy here. So don't think it's too late. This is the best time ever to agent attraction. eXp #1 for growth, #1 for production. We'll lead the industry on everything. Because of that, it makes it easier for you guys to go even faster. And now we have people like me and other leaders in the group and the company teaching your best type secrets where people go faster too. That brings our SMART goals. So SMART goals, it makes you 80% more likely to achieve them by having a SMART goal. It might be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So for you guys out there, what is your goal? How many agents you want to have in your team in the next 12 months? Be specific. How many you want to make? Use that graph we talked about. $500 per agent, $1,000 per agent, whatever it might be. Do that math there. Have a breakdown for that. And one step further, don't just rely on a SMART goal because it does not do all it for you. Have habits as well. If my goal is to recruit 120 agents in the next 12 months, that means I need to talk to or join people joining 10 a month to get to 120 in a year. Now, do lower averages though. For me to get 10 appointments to join me, I need to have 100 appointments about eXp and meet 1,000 people about who are realtors. And by doing those lower averages, I have daily habits now. I now know I'm going to talk to 3 people every single day, which is around 1,000 people in a year. Of those people a day, I'm going to have 10 appointments every single month. 100 appointments every single month. And of the 100 appointments, I'm going to have 10 people join me every single month as well. Again, these are super small conservative numbers. It can be much higher for you the more you do this. For me, my close rate is like 50%. If I talk to somebody, more if not, they're going to join me. But in the beginning, it was not that way. And again, I'll show you some strategies as well, a bit easier for you. And also, remember, this is a 1 or 3 year plan. You will not get super wealthy in 6 months. People do, but more often than not, it's a 1 or 3 year plan to do this. And there's 6 simple steps to do this. I'm going to go as fast as possible time for you guys. But 6 steps. Number 1 is post to social media. This is super powerful. And post this exact script. Will on my fellow realtors app. So you want to post. And when you do this, I can guarantee you, agents will be talking to you left and right. I did this post like a week ago, and I still people are still liking and commenting on it in a week. Over 100 plus people. Now, number 2 is DM them and say, thank you so much for the support. We should connect more soon. It sounds simple. My team has grown by so many agents from that one exact strategy. And then they came to you and you talked to them. The problem is most people who are trying to recruit agents to their team are talking at agents, not with agents. Write that down. I need to talk with agents, not at agents. So making a post is at them. Talking to one-on-one is with them. And then from there, make your list. Who are the people that you talk to that are interested in working with you, who are interested as an agent? Who can you talk to afterwards? From there, after the list is made, call, text, email them, and ask to meet with them. And there's 4 levels of communication. Number 1, the highest one is in person. Number 2 is going to be video. Number 3 is going to be audio. And number 4 is text and emails. If you can be in the top 2, like video right now, you can see what I'm doing. You can see my body language, my energy. It's way more stronger than the bottom 2. So you can be in person. But don't talk to me about EXP yourself. Ask them, number 4. Tip number 5, they might have to do a presentation for lunch to learn, or a 3-way call of your sponsors. People on your team above you will help you win, become successful. So leverage them to do it for you. And then finally, have your sponsor do a 3-way call for you and for them, have them join you. It's that easy. 6 simple steps. Make a post, talk to people who respond to your post, invite them to a call with you, and go from them. Here's an easy way to do this as well. Talk to 2 people a day, 10 a week, and 40 a month. That's all you gotta do. I can guarantee if you do this, you probably attract at least 4 people every single month to join you. At least 1 guaranteed. If you have to do this at the top of EXP in your team. And then super fast about scripts. Scripts are amazing, but they don't fully work. If you go to a movie and you watch your favorite actor or actress, you probably don't think they're reading a script. It sounds natural to them. But they know it so well that it's second nature to them. You should be the same exact way. So super fast, this is a short line method by Jordan Belford. This is how I do my calls now. By doing this, they asked me to join my team in the call, but I structured this call for myself. Number 1 is intro, qualify, analyze, consult, first close, negotiate, close, and then congrats to join your team. There's 7 simple steps on doing this. And it sounds intro is about you and about them, mostly them. Qualify, ask them questions, see what's going on. Analyze how they're working. Talk to them about consulting them. And then finally, your first close and your looping begins. Looping is okay, they say no to me here. I'm going to go back and close them again and bring back the topic. Again, I can do a whole master class on this topic alone for over an hour long. I have 15 minutes on over time. I'm going to speed this up for you guys. But in super quickly, take a picture of this for you guys to have for your records. Straight line is broken into 7 simple strategies. Intro, qualify, analyze, consult, negotiate, and close. I made this myself, adapting what he already made and made it a little bit better in my mind. To authority, intake, feedback, strategy, offer, and objections, and finally closes. So this is how I do my closing now. And now to me, it's natural. I don't think a whole lot about this. I've done it so many times. It happens organically. And then the short, make it easy for you guys. It's kind of complicated to look at that. Is find a problem and solve it. That's all you want to do. And EXP can solve every single problem for realtors. Left and right. From healthcare, stocks, technology, leads, support, community, list goes on. And that is in our first slide for you guys. Not too long over for you guys. But again, This is the easiest way to grow your team as fast as possible without wasting any time. It's literally find a problem and solve it. Talk to agents, not at agents. Once you do that, your team will grow up like wildfire like never before. And so you know, there's 2 more parts to this. Our next part will be breaking down how to have retention to stay with you and grow with you as well. I'll see you next episode.
Woo! All right, my friends, that was Jordan Suber. Jordan, thank you for being on. That was fire. Genuinely, I got a lot of value from that. I think our audience did as well. And my friends, if you need a little more Jordan Suber, which I'm guessing you do, I would suggest to you that you check out the Connected podcast. One of my favorite podcasts ever. It is led by the SVP of Agent Development, the Curtis Dixon. And every week he will hit you in the feels and make you feel connected, right? So check that out. Jordan was on just a few weeks ago, I believe. So I'm sure you can go and find that link for that. Really amazing session. So thank you again for being on, Jordan. And my friends, we keep on rolling. Next up, we are going to be talking to the Gogo Bethke. And she's going to give you the top 10 tips for production in 2023. I always love when we've got Gogo on. She's super interesting. And every time she delivers something that I never thought of it that way. So my friend, let's do it. Let's go. Let's send it over to Gogo Bethke.
Hey guys, how are you? Let's do top 10 tips for production in 2023. And my name is Gogo Bethke. And I'm sipping on my boring black coffee because I'm doing intermittent fasting. So I don't eat or drink anything until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a good old boring black coffee. I feel so old every time I look at it. Okay, so let's talk about this. I have 10 tips for you for production. I believe that if COVID taught us anything, it taught us to go back to people. To go back to the good old ways when you form actual relationship and you spend time with people and they get to know you and you get to know them and then they send you their cousins. So are you ready to do that? Number 1 tip. Oh, I have a notebook and write this down. I have mine. Team Gogo EXP. Okay. So have a notebook and write this down. Hopefully you get as much as 1% change in your life today, something that you didn't know before that you're going to learn today. And I'm happy to help you with that, but also happy to contribute to your 365% change by the end of the year. If you change 1% a day, you will be a new person, not a new person, a 3.5 times better person that you were today by the end of the year. Okay, number 1 tip, never eat alone. What do I mean by that? I got this tip from a coach early in my real estate career, and it changed my life. If you think about it, my real name, you might know me as Gogo today, but my real name is György. Yeah, good old Hungarian name. When I got that name, when I was born in Transylvania, Romania, my parents didn't know I'm going to be selling real estate in the US one day. So they didn't think of a fancy name, right? So I tried to sell real estate in Pinckney, Michigan with a name called György. Good luck, right? They don't know if I'm a man or woman. They don't know how to pronounce it. So they would never even try to call me. So where I had my biggest success is as soon as I could get in front of you, if I can get physically in the same space with you, which open houses allowed me to do that, lunches allowed me to do that, anywhere events allowed me to do that, anywhere I can go in person, I know I can win you over. I just need that opportunity to get in front of you. So never eat alone came from my coach saying, are you going to eat lunch today? Yeah. How about tomorrow? Yeah. Friday? Yeah. If it's yes, don't ever eat alone. So even if you're just like in between appointments, and this one I learned from my best friend, don't go and sit in the back of the restaurant with your laptop on a table, right? Go sit at the bar, because you're going to have a person to your left, a person to your right. You're going to start up a conversation. Next thing you know, they're buying or selling the house with you, or they're sending their cousin to you, right? So never eat alone means is that sit down, have somebody with you, meet a new person, build another relationship, get to know somebody who maybe you met someone at yoga. Maybe it's from your book club, but you don't really know her, but you want to get to know her, invite them out for lunch. Never eat alone. Now, what's going to happen at that lunch? Just a good old conversation. I've never done that. Hey, I'm a realtor. Would you come and sell a house with me or buy a house with me? Do you have any real estate needs? I never do that. I hate the hard sales pitch. I don't do that. So what I do is I ask them questions like, hey, what do you do for a living? What does your husband do for a living? Is there any way that I can support you guys? Oh, your husband's a plumber? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Can I add him to my, we have what's called our preferred vendors list, right? So I'm truly building relationships, and I'm always coming from the perspective that if I can give before I take, now you owe me. I don't think you owe me, right? But they think they owe me. So if I'm keep sending plumber clients to her husband, right? Now she's going to be like, oh my gosh, next time she's at a book club party, she's going to tell all the ladies to use me as a realtor, right? So I want you to build these relationships, truly have a heart-to-heart at this lunch with the person. It's going to come up when you ask them, what do they do for a living? Guess what? In return, they're going to ask you the same thing. So real estate will come up. I just don't want you to hard sales pitch them at lunch because that's awkward. Okay. Well, at least it's awkward for me. I don't do that. Number 2, track everything. I'm a huge nerd. My trackers have trackers. Number 1 is the greatness tracker. If you go to my profile on Gogo's Real Estate on Instagram, I can share actually you'll find the greatness tracker in there. I'm going to walk you through it very quick. It takes 90 days, guys, to create new habits. This break bread is actually a part of the greatness tracker, but never eat alone. So what happens is you might look at your day today and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. I don't have time for do this or do that, right? But when you write it down, when you actually go through your day about like how many people you called, how many lunches you had, how many events you went to, how many cards you sent out, how many social media posts you made, how many past clients you called back, how many birthday parties, like all of that, right? You'll see how much you actually don't work or how many things you do that is not tied to your real estate business. So when you start doing the greatness tracker, I want you to take a clipboard, clip pages to it, right? You get a greatness tracker page for every single week. And I want you to do that for 9 weeks, 90 days. That's more than 9 weeks, 12 weeks, 90 days. What happens is you're going to see a pattern. You're going to see where you are not working and you're slacking off. You're going to see when you are working, what's working, right? Is it the face-to-faces where you usually get your clients from? Is it the events that you get your clients from? Is it the thank you cards that you send out where you get your clients from? Is it the open houses? Is it the social media posts? Because eventually you don't want to have to do it all. Eventually you want to do the part that you're best at and makes you the quickest and the fastest the money that you need to make, right? But in order to do that, you have to track it. You need to know what are you doing and what's working or what are you not doing to fill the time, right? So that's the greatness tracker. You can go to Gogo's Real Estate on Instagram, go to my links and you'll find it. The next one is a lead tracker. I strongly recommend a CRM program. I use multitudes of them. I have LionDesk, I have KV Core, I have CRM Grow, I have Go High Level, I have ClickFunnels, you name it, I have it, right? But what happens is if you do this marketing thing right, and especially if you're doing it with the power of social media, you're going to end up with thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of leads. You can't possibly get back to all of them, and you can need to figure out which one is hot, which one is warm, and which one is cold. Okay. So with the lead tracker, what happens is it's in a good old Excel sheet that has multiple tabs for myself. Today, I'm no longer in production. I have a team in Michigan, but we still use the same exact lead tracker than I did. We just added on some additional tabs. Now, each of my agents have their own tab. So pretty much what happens is when a lead comes in, we have A, B, or C. A is hot, meaning that they're ready to buy in the next 30 days. B, 30 to 60 days, and C, 60 or 60 and on, right? Sometimes if the perfect lakefront property comes on the market. So we tag them, we assign them to an agent. So when I log in the morning, I see exactly how many active leads we have. I see who they are assigned to, and then we have notes. I see what they're buying or selling, or they're listing or buy side, what is their price range, what is the location they're looking in, and then we have notes. So I know what's going on every time I look at the tracker. Now on the tracker in the bottom, we have a pending tab, and then we have a closed tab. So active leads, pending, and closed. Why? Because you might have $7 million worth of active leads, right? And then you have 1.2 million pending, and then you have 2.4 closed. So I want to see by the end of the year, out of the leads that you have generated in 2023, how many of them are right now pending, because that's your next commission, and how many of them you've been able to close. So you want to see, do you have a 20% closing rate, a 30% closing rate? Is there some part to so set better your percentages, because you want to work less and make more money, right? Get better at closing. Okay, number 3, posting schedule. If you decide to do things with social media, it's a job. Just like cold calling is a job. If you cold calling, you wake up and you dial from 8 to 11 or whatever cold callers do. I don't know, because I don't do that, right? Never done that. Thank God I never had to do that. It's against my religion. I can't do that. I cannot beg someone for the business. I am not doing scripts. I say whatever the heck I feel like saying. And I always had a chip on my shoulder and always thought that they're lucky if they get to work with me. So cold calling is not for me. Okay, so let's go to the posting schedule. Instead, I do posts on social media and I talk to strangers and I bait, meaning imagine the fishing, right? Imagine that today you go to the lake, there's all kinds of fish in it, right? And then you're gonna fish with hot dogs. And then they're going to bite or not bite. And tomorrow you're going to fish with corn. And then next day you're going to fish with a lure. And then you're going to take a shrimp and you're going to take a whatever, right? Baiting means I'm changing up my lures to see which one's going to make you bite, right? So for that, we have a posting schedule, and the agents on my team, they have to post in this order. Mondays, choose a listing from KV Core, any, I don't care, one that you love. It could be downsizing, upsizing, late from, not late from, condo, vacant land, whatever you want to do. But now here's the catch. If you post a $200,000 house, what kind of buyers are you going to find? People that shop in a $200,000 price range. If you post $1 million house, what kind of buyers are you going to find? People that shop in the $1 million price range, right? What is the work the same? Yeah, you're going to work just as hard for the 200,000 that you're going to work for the million. Is the commission the same? Nope. You make 5 times more money here for the same amount of work than you make here. So what you post is in your control, right? Your income is in your control. How much money you're going to make is in your control. Now you might say, yeah, Gogo, but there is no $1 million properties near me. Okay, how long do you have to drive? 30 minutes to find a gated community? Are you willing to drive 30 minutes longer to make 5 times more money? Because I will. If you're not willing to drive an hour for a $30,000 commission, I sure will. Right? So that's how I look at it. You get to control what you post based on which you control your income. So number 1, Mondays, choose a listing, any listing, I don't care. Mind you, it's in your control how much money you're going to make. Tuesdays, your listing. So every Tuesday, we post one of our listings. If we don't have a listing, then again, we just choose a listing from KV Core. Wednesdays, search for homes. So every Wednesday, I kind of just remind the people, hey guys, I don't know if you know this, but I have access to absolutely everything. And now that EXP is coming out with the national MLS, we literally have access to absolutely anything. We're like the Zillow. I'm so excited. So we post those on Wednesdays. Thursdays, open houses. So I service an area called Pinckney, Michigan. It's a very small area. So if I just did open houses in Pinckney, I'm lucky if there's one this weekend, right? So instead, I do the whole county. So we do Livingston County open houses, and we do that every single Thursday, because I feel like if we do Thursday night-ish, people will kind of be like, oh, this house is on the market. They'll make time for the weekend to go see it. And then Fridays, how much your home is worth. Fridays, we do how much your home is worth, because if you do this right, you're going to get some. Very first time I did it, I got 29 CMA requests, and I was like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time to look over these numbers. I don't have time to call them all. So we put them on a Friday. So then I have the weekend to run the CMAs, even though KV Core will send them an automated market analysis, right? I just don't necessarily trust it. And if they finish the basement or put in a pond or things like that, then it's a totally different number, right? So usually what I do is the system sends them the CMA, but then I follow up with a phone call, just say, hey, the system sent you the numbers. How do you like it? Have you made any upgrades in your home? Because if you did and you didn't pull a permit, it's now reflected in your public records. It's not going to be reflected in the numbers. Would you like me to stop by, look at the condition of your home, and give you a true analysis, right? So those kind of things. The next one is the importance of reels. So when you do social media, you can't just do just sold, just listed, just closed, just whatever, or a flyer or those things, because that thing doesn't work, guys. It does not work. If it looks like a flyer, you're selling something. If you're selling something, I'm not buying. Many of my videos, you see there's no writing or no pictures. There's no writing on it. Why? Because if you put writing on something, if more than 20% of what you are posting is writing, then Facebook going to look at it, oh, it's a flyer. If it's a flyer, you're selling something. If you're selling something, you need to pay for advertising. So not even 2% of your current followers are going to see your post. So you do not want to do that. So, and next thing, you need to do reels. You need to do videos, guys. Video. What do you need to do? Video. Get in front of the camera. I don't care that you like, oh, it's too painful. Guess what? It's more painful to be broke than to be on camera. So just get on camera. Everybody knows you. That knows you, knows what you look and sound like. And the people that don't know you, what do you care what they think? Doesn't matter. Get on video, do reels. Now, reels do take some time to edit them. I don't have patience for that. So I have a team. I like to use, most of my employees are virtual assistants from other countries, even my editing team. And I have a TV show, guys. So if you go and look for Gogopreneur, you can see the editing team is from Venezuela, and they pretty much edit all of my videos. They can do reels for you and all that. If you need their information, just message me on Instagram and I'll send you their link. You can use them. I use them. I've been using them for years. The next one is websites, funnels, and ads. Now, you do have to have websites. You do have to have funnels. You need to run ads. Here's the thing. I do not run ads for real estate, right? The reason why is because I'm able, thank God, to generate so many leads organically. Then I do not need leads from online. But if you do need leads from online, it's a very simple fix, guys. Just run a $10 ad a day. Like, create a quick video, tell the world who you are and what you do for a living, what area you cover, and just plaster it all over for people to see. And then again, the website, because what are you using Facebook for? The audience. You're using Facebook for the audience, but you need to take that audience off of Facebook and take them somewhere. And that somewhere needs to be your website. That somewhere needs to be your calendar. That somewhere needs to be just call me, right? So what you want to do is create these funnels. So you take these social media platforms, the LinkedIn, the Instagram, the Facebook, the TikTok, the YouTubes. Imagine a funnel, and then you're funneling them to that landing page, to that website, to that funnel, right? And on there, you're going to capture their information, so you need to follow up with them. Now, if you run ads on top of it, so you can do this organically, and that's what I do and teach. I do organic social media marketing. Thank God I have enough business, and I don't have to run ads for that. Now, if you do see my ads, you see it for my agent attraction bootcamp, because I do have an agent attraction bootcamp, but that's the only ads I ever run, okay? And if I do webinars and those kind of things, I do not personally run ads for real estate transactions. But if you're asking me, you should absolutely do that. $10 a day, even if it gets you one client, right? By the end of the month, you have 30. If you can close at a 20% closing rate, you have 6 closings. And if you spend $10 a day, what is that? $300 for 6 closings? I mean, I don't know, do the math. What you think? Now, I don't know you. I don't know your area. I don't know what $10 gonna buy for you, right? Because if you have no social presence, $10 is gonna get you less leads than if I spend $10, because I organically reach a million people a month with my profiles, right? More than a million, actually. So what happens is, if I spend $10, I'm organically reaching a million, plus the $10 reaches people that I didn't organically reach. If you don't have an organic reach, the $10 gonna buy you whatever. Makes sense? But as you are growing, you can grow that audience. You are going to reach more people organically and through paid ads. The next one is referring partners. Oh, and if you want the company who builds my funnels and runs my advertising, just again, message me on Instagram. Now, if you message me anywhere else outside of Instagram, you are going to get one of my virtual assistants. If you message me on Instagram, you get me personally. Okay. I use a company called The Wizard, and they pretty much just do all of my advertising. They build the funnels, all of that stuff. So if you need their information, let me know and I send it to you. Next one, referring partners. What do I mean by that? Number 4, referring partners. Well, it occurred to me about 4 or 5 years into my real estate career, then I sent about $9 million worth of buyers to a lender, and I never got a single lead in return. Well, it's a two-way street, honey. If I am feeding your family, I'm not expecting much, but I'm expecting you to feed mine. So look at your partners, your referring partners, the ones that you've been sending business to, and look at, do they do the same? Because guess what? Do you think that lender pre-approves clients that don't have an agent? Absolutely. The question is, who is he or she sending it to? Clearly not to you. And that means there is no two-way loyalty. There's only one way, and that person got to go. So when it comes to your referring partners, look at the list, who you've been sending clients to, and in return, have you gotten clients back? And then you have 2 options. You can have the conversation with them of like, hey, this is how it's going to go from now on. I'm not expecting anything that I wouldn't do for you. So if I'm sending you 10 clients, I'm expecting 10 in return. And if you can't do that, then we're going to have to part ways. Okay, the next one. Literally, sit down and write down, where did your last 5 transactions come from? Where did they come from? And I mean literally, where did they come from? Was it a bonfire conversation with so-and-so's cousin? Was it your book club, your yoga class? Was it your child's best friend's parents? Was it from online? Was it from open houses? Was it from Zillow leads? Whatever it is, I want you to look at your last 5 closings and literally answer the questions, where did it come from? But down to the very first contact. Did they DM you? Did they call you off of a yard sign? Like literally, how did the conversation start? And you are going to see a pattern. In those 5, you're going to see, oh, 4 of them came from open houses. Where do you think you should spend your time? Or you might look at it and be like, oh, it's Sphere. They literally just kind of call me out of the blue. Guess where you need to be spending your time? Break bread, lunches with your Sphere. Going to the birthday parties. Keep an eye on their Facebook accounts. Their kid just graduated. Send them a gift. They had their 20th anniversary. Send them out to dinner. right? Like those kind of things, like build those relationships. If it's your SOI where your leads are coming from, you need to nurture those relationships. So I want you to look at your last 5 closings, break it down literally step by step of where did they come from. The next one is mindset. I am huge on mindset, guys. I am a huge believer that your success, 95% of it is the 6 inches between your ears, is your thoughts, is how your mind works, is that how fast you make a decision, is how you look at life and how you take action on life. Everything that happens to you, you have 2 options. You can be a victim or a victor. It is your choice. And the decision-making factor is your brain, is your mind, right? Think of it this way. During COVID or any history event, right? Did somebody have it different than another? Did they have a different president or a different tax break or a different law? No. Everybody had the same thing. But how come some people will come out of that situation thriving and some people are broke? And that's their mindset. That's the only difference, is the decisions that they made in the same situation. In order to do that, you have to feed your brain. Not only that, but the person who made $16,000 in their first year could not possibly make the 2.7 million I made last year. It's not possible. It's a different person. Not only that, but your cells in your body change every 90 days. You can fight change up and down all day long, inside out, doesn't matter. You are physically not the same person who you were 90 days ago. Your cells are not the same in your body that you were 90 days ago. Not only that, but think about the person. Think about that little you in diapers. You know it was at some point you were that little person in diapers, right? Is that you today? Is the same Gogo Bethke? Yeah, it is. Is the same number on the birth certificate. It's the same social security number, but is it the same person? Change is inevitable. Not only that, but you have to leave your old self behind in order to be able to create that new person. To be able to take yourself to the next level, you have to leave the last level behind. And that's what's hard for people. It is okay to outgrow people. I know it hurts. I can tell you, I had an amazing real estate coach. And when I outproduced him, I felt super awkward. He was my mentor. I looked up to him. And when I passed him and outproduced him, I think it took me 3 months to get over it. It is weird, but it is necessary. When you outgrow someone, that just means that you grew faster than they did. Or they gave up at some point and you didn't. Or you had bigger goals than they ever did. So when it comes to mindset, I have a few quotes that changed my life. Number 1, write this down. In order to be a top 1%er, you have to do what 99% is not willing. Because if everybody was willing to do that, that 1%er would be an average person. The reason why that 1%er is there is because of the work ethic, maybe the amount of work that they put in, right? And the willingness to take risks. Most people live in their comfort zone. Top 1%er take risks. Bigger the risk, bigger the reward. Bigger the failure too, but who cares? You're going to go do it again. If you're not afraid of failure because you believe in yourself that you can do it again. One of my favorite is the light bulb story, right? Like Edison, they asked him, well, you tried 1,000 times and you failed 1,000 times. And he said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I just found 1,000 ways that didn't work. Mindset. I'm not afraid of failing. Who cares? At least I tried. Well, it wasn't for me, right? But I never want to look back at my life to be like, I wonder if I would have came to EXP and if I would have achieved anything. I don't have to worry about that because I'm here and I achieve things. Next one, build your dreams or someone will hire you to build theirs. I came from the American dream. I didn't come here to build somebody else's dream. I will sure die trying to build my own. And right now, if you're in a position where you are collecting a salary, you're building somebody else's dream, somebody else's American dream. And the reason you do that is because you didn't bet on yourself. You didn't take the risk on yourself. It is risk. Of course it's risky. If you're working for commission and you're unemployed every time you sell the house, right? But if your pipeline is full and you know where your leads are coming from and you know what you need to do to get that next lead, you never worry about that. And the next one, if you find a way to make money while you're asleep, actually, if you don't find a way to make money while you're asleep, you will never be wealthy. And that's a Warren Buffett quote. So what does that mean? There's only one of you and there's only 24 hours in a day. And I remember when I sold 42 homes by myself, my head was spinning and I was like, I can't sell another home, not without sacrificing time with my family. And I wasn't willing to do that. When I got into real estate, my boys were 2 and 4 years old. I didn't get into it to take that mom away from them. I got into it to have it all, right? So I want you to figure out, you will get to your personal ceiling. And if you want to make more money, you're going to have to change something. So in that time, what I changed is that I started selling more expensive homes, same amount of transactions, higher volume, so higher commission. Eventually, I started a team. So today I'm no longer in production. I am proud to say that in 2022, I personally sold 0 homes. That was my goal and I reached my goal. Now we did sell, I think 70, 68, something like that in my team with 1.5 agents. I had 1 agent full-time, 1 agent part-time. And I'm very proud of it. I don't even live in the state where my team is at. I don't pay for leads. I don't have an office. I'd like to say I have a black and white printer, but I don't even have a printer anymore because I brought it down here to Florida, right? So I have nothing in Michigan, and I run an adorable little team. And we did $3,000 short of $500,000 GCI, right? So you need to figure out how to multiply yourself or how to create other business opportunities that makes you money while you're asleep. So then you have what's called wake up money. And revenue share is one of that wake up money options, is that you work at it, right? And at some point or continuously, but it's making you money. Even if I don't roll out of bed today, if I get sick today, or if I take my family on vacation, I can still make that money. And I want you to figure out multiple ways. So an average multimillionaire has 6 to 7 revenues of income, and they only trade their time for 1. I want you to figure out what you are trading your time for, and this better be the things that you enjoy and makes you the most amount of money. And the other 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever you want to do needs to be passive, or you will hit a personal ceiling and you're not going to be able to go past that, because there's only one of you and only 24 hours. The next one is you get paid for the hour, what you bring to the hour. I know that if I go into, let's say the seller said that they're interviewing multiple agents. I know that I don't care who's on the other end. I'm going to win. I have been in the industry long enough. I have paid hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of $1,000s for knowledge, right? When I walk into that room, I don't want to say I know it all, but at least I know the person who does, or I know the company who can help, right? So knowledge, not only that gives you, what's the word I'm looking for? Self-confidence, right? But it also gives you a heads up versus the agent who doesn't know their head from their behind because they just got into real estate. The next one, number 7, invest into yourself. What do you think I just meant by that? The last quote said the same thing. Invest into yourself. So here's the thing. Let's say there is that Tony Robbins event that's $10,000. Most people look at an event like that and says, oh, but it's $10,000 and I don't have $10,000. So there's a reason why you don't have $10,000, right? You don't know something and you need to know and learn it. But not only that, but if you believe that a person who's been there, done that could help you, do you think that if you spent $10,000 and you truly went and you paid attention, you took notes and you came home and you implemented what you learned, you could make that 10,000 back and then some? Absolutely. But most people look at things like how much it's costing me versus how much money is it going to make me. I no longer look at anything that how much it costs. I look at how much money am I going to make after I come out of there and I implement what I learn. In order to get knowledge, you can do it a few ways. You can do it the hard way and go try to do it yourself, or you can buy people's knowledge who's been there, done that. The reason why it's so expensive is because they've been there, done that. So you're not buying the philosophy of selling real estate from someone who never freaking sold real estate, like some of the real estate coaches that have their dad in real estate and now they do real estate, but then have actually sold a house, if you know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't pay for that, but I would pay for people that actually done what they are teaching, because that's the quickest way to success. I want your knowledge put into my head over a weekend, and I want to come home and implement and build a business on your knowledge, and I will pay for that. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in my career for knowledge. You're going to see me at every event. I'm at every EXP event, front and central. Sometimes I get to speak too. The next one is analyze your business. I want you to take a step back and look at your business and see how did you get to where you at? What are your weaknesses? And hire that out, by the way. But also, if you want my help with analyzing your business. I do analyze people's businesses, one of my favorite things to do. Analyzing your business, you would come to the meeting with your numbers and what your pain points are, right? And I will look at your business and tell you what I would do. And for that, you will find, just go to gogobethke.com and you will find a link to jump into my calendar. I only take on 2 clients per month, so I'm not sure when my availability is, but if you have some, just click in there, take a look, and I'm more than happy to help you. Books, in case you haven't seen, I have plenty of books. I have books everywhere. I am a huge believer that you have to feed your brain to learn from others through books as well. If you go to my gogobethke.com and you go to my Amazon, you will find my book list, my book recommendation. So use that. One of my absolute all-time favorite, is it here? Well, I just used it a couple of days ago. It's The Greatest Salesman in the World, and by O.G. Mendino, I think the name is. And the next one is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Those two is an absolute must read. Reviews and feedbacks. I think it's huge. It's very, very important to have good reviews. People are going to Google you, and your clients, if they would just take 5 minutes of their time and give you a review, it's going to change your life. So reviews, I use Zillow. Why? Because Zillow is good at generating traffic to their site, and I want to be on Zillow. I just don't buy their leads or pay for their services, but I exist on there as an agent with a 5-star review. Google My Business. You have to have a Google My Business and get reviews on there, and your Facebook account. Okay, so those are the 3 main ones. Affiliates and giveaways. Affiliates are huge because it's affiliate income. It's additional income that you're going to get from using what's the word I'm looking for promoting other people's businesses and services, right? So for example, let's say I'm using CRM Grow and somebody asks me about CRM Grow. I'm going to send them my affiliate link, and through that, CRM Grow is going to pay me because I got them that client. Make sense? The next one is for the giveaways. You want your local businesses, you want to promote them because they have followers. You go to the local floral shop, you interview them. They've been in the business for 10 years. They inherited it from their mom and dad. They do blah, 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 right? And now you're going to tag them when you post that video. And then when you tag them, they're going to share it. So now everybody that follows that floral shop gets to see your account. You grow your audience. You just got yourself a client. The next one is multiply yourself. As I talked earlier, and this is my last one and number 10, as I told you earlier, you will hit a personal ceiling. When you hit that personal ceiling, you have to multiply yourself. You have to remove everything from your plate that you hate doing. You have to remove everything from your plate that needs to get done, but it really doesn't matter who gets it done. It just needs to get done. You need to remove everything from your plate that doesn't make you the money, even if you love doing it. There are things that I absolutely love doing, but it doesn't make me money. Well, I need to take my time here because I only have this hour. And in this hour, I need to make the most amount of money. So when you multiply yourself, I do that through VAs. I have 2 employees, my husband and Christy, who's been with me for 8 years, who are here in the United States with me. Everybody else is a virtual assistant. I do have house assistants too. Actually, she just came in and gave me my water and my vitamin. Because if she doesn't do that, then I don't take my vitamins and I don't drink enough water, right? But besides that, everybody I have is a virtual assistant. I don't even know how many, over 20 virtual assistants, and they are all over this world. I have them from Pakistan and Brazil, and they are amazing, and I couldn't do what I do without them. Now, getting virtual assistants, it is a little painful. You do have to teach them things. So you can't expect somebody to come into your business 12 years in and just take over your emails, right? Like, you have to teach them what's important to you, how do you respond to people, what's your lingo, those kind of things. So for 3 months, they're kind of an expense, but after that, they will make the money back, right? Because think of it this way. Now, when I work, and I only work 24 hours a week, right? Because I only work 3 days, but I have, let's say, 20 people that work full time. So I have 20 people that work 40 hours, that's 800 hours in a week, plus my 24 hours. So in every week, I work 824 hours. Do I work 824 hours? No, I don't. But 824 hours worth of work gets done. So you have to look at it. Do you have to do this exercise? No, you don't. Somebody has to do it. Pay them. Pay them to do it. So if you are making, calculate your hourly rate. My hourly rate is $2,300 an hour. So I know when I'm doing this, on average, I make $2,300. So if I'm doing this, which is data entry or sending paperwork to my CPA or whatever, stupid stuff, opening mail, right? Am I making $2,300 an hour? No, I'm not. So I should stop doing that. Does it need to get done? Yes, somebody can get it done, just not me. So now instead of spending an hour here that doesn't make me any money, I'm going to spend time here that's going to make me $2,300 an hour. Make sense? So that's what you need to do to make the most amount of money. You need to hire out everything else so they can work more than you do. So eventually you can retire. So I could be retired right now. I just wouldn't know what to do with myself. So if you know that you want virtual assistants, I founded a company. I'm no longer a partner, but if you want their information, where all of the VAs are trained. They come train to you. Just let me know, message me, and I'm going to send you the link for you to get in touch with them. And that's it for today, guys. I did go a little over. Sorry about that. But these were the 10 tips for production in 2023.